You came here looking for secrets, the 7 secret truths that billionaires use. You click because you believe there is a hidden map. You believe the wealthy are holding back, that they possess some arcane knowledge, some trick of the finance, some loophole that, if you only knew it, would unlock everything for you. You are fundamentally mistaken. You are looking for a shortcut, and that is the very reason you will fail to find it. The men and women who build real generational fortunes, not the lottery winners, not the crypto influencers, not the leveraged real estate gurus, are not silent because they are hiding the trick. They are silent because there is no trick. They are silent because the truth is dreadfully simple and requires a level of discipline that most human beings find unbearable. They are silent because they are busy doing the work, while you are busy searching for the secret to avoiding the work. They are silent because you wouldn't listen anyway. You want a 7-step formula. You want the hack. What they practice is not a list of actions. It is a list of avoidances. It is a framework for not being stupid. And not being stupid is the most sophisticated, high level, and brutal form of genius there is. You believe they are playing chess, they are, but not in the way you think. You are trying to figure out the brilliant 12-move combination to checkmate the king. They are simply not making the obvious, foolish error. They are not letting their queen be captured for a pawn. They are not exposing their king to satisfy their ego. They win by not losing. So you want the secrets, fine, but they are not secrets. They are truths. And they are unpleasant. They are not glamorous. They will not feel good. They are the philosophical bedrock that separates the builder from the gambler. The first truth, the one that supports all the others, is that you are playing the game completely backward. You are focused on success. You read books on how to get rich. You study the habits of winners. You are trying desperately to be smart. This is a fool's errand. The human capacity for genius is incredibly limited. The human capacity for self-destructive stupidity is infinite. The first truth that the wealthy operator understands is inversion. They do not focus on achieving success. They focus with ruthless, obsessive precision on avoiding failure. If you ask the average person how to make money, they will give you a list of things to do. Buy this stock, start this business, invest in this trend. If you ask the truly wealthy operator how they keep their money, they will give you a list of things they avoid. They avoid debt, they avoid hype, they avoid complexity, they avoid people of low character, they avoid popular opinions. Charlie Munger said it best, "All I want to know is where I'm going to die, so I'll never go there." It is a simple inversion. Instead of asking, "How can I win?" they ask, "What are all the ways I could possibly lose?" And then they systematically build a firewall against every single one of them. You are trying to build a rocket ship. They are trying to build a bunker. You are looking for the 100 to -1 bet. They are looking for the bet they can't lose. This firewall against stupidity is the single greatest asset they possess. It is more valuable than their stock portfolio. It is more valuable than their real estate, because that firewall is what protects the portfolio. And the real estate, what does this avoidance look like? It looks like passing on the deal of a lifetime because it involves a partner they don't trust. It looks like sitting in cash, sometimes for years, while everyone else is drunk at the party buying assets at insane valuations. It looks like reading the entire document, especially the footnotes, looking for the one sentence that could bankrupt them. You are driven by ego. You want to be seen as smart. You want to be the one who called the top or bought the bottom. Your ego forces you to have an opinion on everything. Their ego is suppressed. They are perfectly comfortable saying, "I don't know." They are perfectly comfortable admitting a topic is too hard for them. They would rather miss an opportunity than be forced into a mistake. The silence of the billionaire is the sound of them avoiding your stupidities. While you are chasing the hot new thing, they are reinforcing their foundations. While you are trying to be clever, they are trying to be rational. Cleverness is fragile. Rationality is robust. You fail because you make unforced errors. You let your emotions, your greed in a bull market, your panic in a bear market dictate your decisions. You leverage yourself to the hilt because your neighbor bought a new boat. They have built a system of rules. We do not do this. We never do that. This system is their operating philosophy. It is designed to protect them from the single greatest threat to their wealth, their own human psychology. The first secret is simply this: stop trying to be brilliant. Start trying desperately to not be a fool. Identify the common paths to ruin and never, ever set foot on them. The second truth is perhaps the most offensive to the modern mind. It is the secret of boredom. You are an addict. You are addicted to the notification, the alert, the ticker tape, the email, the breaking news. You are addicted to action. You mistake motion for progress. You check your portfolio 10 times a day. You buy a stock and sell it 3 weeks later because it wasn't doing anything. You jump from one business idea to the next, one career to the next, one strategy to the next, because you are terrified of one thing, being bored. You believe that wealth is built in the transaction, in the hustle, in the clever trade. This is a fantasy. Real generational wealth is not built in the buying or the selling. It is built in the waiting. It is built by the terrifying, profound, and soul-crushing power of compounding. Compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. It is the mathematical engine of wealth, and it has one fuel: time. But what does compounding feel like? For the first 5 years, it feels like nothing. For the first 10 years, it feels like it is broken. For the next 10 years, it feels like it is working, but slowly. And in the last 10 years, it explodes, creating a result so massive it looks like magic. The problem is, you are constitutionally incapable of waiting. The wealthy operator, the true builder, is a master of patience. They are a practitioner of boredom. They buy a wonderful business, and they sit on it for 10 years, 20 years, 50 years while they are waiting. What are you doing? You are trading. You are churning. You are paying taxes on short-term gains. You are paying commissions. You are listening to the noise. You are jumping in and out. You are trying to time the market. You are acting on adrenaline. The billionaire is acting on an almanac. Their silence is not an action. It is the ultimate action. It is the decision to let the machine work. You plant a seed and dig it up every 2 days to see if it is growing. They plant an orchard, water it, and then go read a book for 20 years. When they return, they have an orchard. You have a pile of dirt and dead seeds. The greatest fortunes in the world were not made by the best traders. They were made by the best owners. They were made by people who found something good and had the superhuman discipline to do nothing. This is the secret. The game is not in the playing. The game is in the staying. Can you sit in a room alone with your decisions and not interfere? Can you withstand the psychological pressure of watching others, dumber than you, get rich faster than you on some speculative nonsense? Can you accept that the most profitable action you can take for 364 days of the year is absolutely nothing? The billionaire is silent because they are bored. They have cultivated the virtue of boredom. They are not checking the ticker. They are reading a biography. They are not watching financial news. They are playing with their grandchildren. They have automated their defense system, and they are letting their assets compound. You want excitement. You want the dopamine hit of a win. You equate financial success with a casino. They equate it with farming. It is slow. It is predictable. It is day-to-day, mind-numbingly dull. And it is the only thing that actually works. This leads to the third truth, the one that, if you understood it, would change your life overnight. But you will not, because it is the ugliest and most human of all failings. The third truth is the mastery of envy. You spend your entire life running a race you cannot win against people who do not care about you. You think you are driven by greed, you are not. Greed is simple. Greed just wants more. You are driven by envy. Envy is toxic. Envy wants what that other person has. It is not greed that drives the world, it is envy. You do not buy the new car because you need transportation. You buy the new car because your colleague bought a new car. You do not leverage your life to buy a bigger house because your family needs the space. You do it because your brother-in-law bought a bigger house. You are trapped in a game of social comparison. And it is the most effective way to stay poor ever invented. The man who built his fortune from nothing, the MUNGER style operator. He is not playing that game. He has developed an inner scorecard. You live and die by the outer scorecard. What do they think of me? How do I look? What is my rank? Your life is a performance for an audience that is too busy worrying about their performance to even watch yours. The billionaire operator is competing against himself. His questions are different. Did I act rationally today? Did I avoid stupidity? Did I learn something new? Did I live up to my own standards? He does not care if you are driving a Lamborghini. He is probably driving a 10-year-old Subaru. He does not care that you are wearing a $50,000 watch. He is wearing a Timex. He is not signaling. The need to signal is a tax. It is a leak in your financial boat. The more you signal, the more you spend, not on assets, but on liabilities that depreciate. You are buying your status, and you are paying for it with your freedom. The billionaire is silent because he is not in your conversation. He is not on your scoreboard. When you see a wealthy person in a private jet, you envy the jet. You are envying the result, but you do not envy the process. You do not envy the 50 years of disciplined boredom. You do not envy the thousands of stupid deals they said no to. You do not envy the inner scorecard that made them look cheap or weird to their peers for decades. You are envying the wrong thing. Envy is the only sin you cannot possibly have any fun at. It only makes you miserable, and it forces you to make terrible financial decisions. It forces you to take on risk you cannot afford, to catch up with someone you don't, to even like. The secret is to unplug from the game, to declare yourself a non-participant in the keeping up with the Joneses Olympics. The moment you can look at someone else, sex success, and feel nothing, not jealousy, not admiration, just nothing, is the moment you become free. It is the moment you can finally allocate your capital rationally based on your goals, not your neighbor-esque purchases. The silence of the wealthy is the peace that comes from not caring what you think about them. This peace, this inner scorecard, it allows them to understand the fourth and most paradoxical truth, the truth of enough. You are running, you are climbing, you are hustling, but you have never, not for 1 second, defined the finish line. What is the point? You want to be a millionaire. Why? What does that mean? What does that buy you? Freedom, you say. But then you get $1 million, and you look over your shoulder, and the man next to you has 2, and your envy kicks in, and suddenly your $1 million feels like failure. So you start running again. You need 10, then you need 20, then you need 100. You are a hamster on a wheel. And you are so busy running that you haven't realized the wheel is attached to nothing. The most common way for smart people to go broke is by risking what they have and what they need for what they don't have and don't need. They have enough. They have freedom. They have security, but they cannot stop. They cannot get off the wheel. And so they leverage their freedom, they risk their security, they gamble what is essential for what is trivial. The MUNGER style operator knows his number. He has defined enough. Enough is the point at which your quality of life stops improving with more money. Enough is the point at which money ceases to be about survival and freedom and becomes about ego and scorekeeping. When the rational builder hits that number, the game changes. They stop playing offense. They begin playing defense. They sell their high-risk assets. They pay off all their debt. They move their wealth into boring, stable, indestructible buckets. They diversify, they protect. They win the game by leaving the table. You will stay at the table. You will let it all ride. You will double down. You will get sloppy because you are driven by more, not by enough. The billionaire is silent because he is done. He is no longer playing your game. He is in the preservation stage. You are still in the accumulation at all cost stage. And you will likely stay there until you lose everything and have to start over. This is the great paradox. The only way to get truly permanently rich is to stop needing to be richer. The secret is not a number. It is a realization. It is the realization that the purpose of money is to stop thinking about money. You are obsessed with it. You think about it 24/7. They have built their system. They have reached enough. And now they are free to think about other things. History, philanthropy, physics, their family. They are silent because their mind is elsewhere. It is on a higher plane. You're still down in the mud, fighting for one more dollar, and you haven't even asked yourself why. So how do they get to enough? How do they build the system that allows them to be patient? It is the fifth truth, the truth of the lattice work. You are living in a bubble of your own creation. If you are in finance, you see the world as a discounted cash flow model. If you are in marketing, you see the world as a sales funnel. If you are an engineer, you see the world as a set of physical laws. You are a man with a hammer, and every problem is a nail. You are a specialist, and your specialization is your prison. The truly wealthy operator, the MUNGER, is a generalist. He is not a specialist. He is an integrationist. He has spent his entire life building a lattice work of mental models. He does not just study finance. He studies psychology. He studies history. He studies biology. He studies physics. He studies philosophy. Why? Because the world is not a silo. The world is a system. All the disciplines are interconnected. He knows that to understand markets, you must first understand human psychology. You must understand fear, greed, and envy. You must understand manias, panics, and the madness of crowds. That is not finance. That is psychology and history. He knows that to understand risk, you must understand the margin of safety. That is not investing. That it is engineering. It is building a bridge to carry 30,000 pounds. But only driving a 10,000-pound truck over it. He knows that to understand compounding, you must understand biology. It is an ecosystem. It is an evolutionary process. You are reading hot takes on the internet. You are reading the opinions of gurus. You are consuming low-grade processed information. He is reading 500-page biographies. He is reading 800-page history books. He is reading Darwin and Seneca and Richard Feynman. He is not reading for information. He is reading to build his model. The billionaire is silent because he is thinking. His greatest work does not look like work. It looks like an old man sitting in a chair, reading a book. But in that moment, he is building his lattice work. He is connecting ideas. He is seeing patterns that you, in your specialized silo, will never see. He is not just a stock picker. He is a reality picker. He is trying to see the world as it is, not as he wishes it were. This is why he seems to have secret knowledge. He doesn't he is broad knowledge. He is connected knowledge while you are getting smarter in one narrow field. He is getting wiser across all of them. You are learning the rules of your game. He is learning the nature of the system itself. This is the secret. Stop reading self-help. Stop reading business hacks. Go read a book about the fall of the Roman Empire. Go read a book about evolutionary psychology. Go read a book about thermodynamics. Build your lattice work. It is the only tool that will allow you to see the world clearly enough to exploit its irrationality. That lattice work, that clear, sighted model of the world, it gives him the strength to execute the sixth truth, the one that protects his time, his capital, and his sanity. The truth of the fortress of number. Your life is a disaster of diffusion. Your calendar is full. Your inbox is overflowing. You are pulled in 1,000 directions. You say yes to everything. You say yes to the coffee meeting that has no agenda. You say yes to the opportunity. That is a distraction. You say yes to the dinner party you don't want to attend. You say yes to the demands of your colleagues, your friends, and even strangers. You say yes because you want to be liked. You want to be seen as helpful. You have fear of missing out. You believe that success comes from opportunities. You are wrong. Success does not come from saying yes. It comes from saying no. Warren Buffett said it. The difference between successful people and really successful people is that really successful people say no to almost everything. The billionaire operator, the rational builder, he is not an opportunity chaser. He is an opportunity filter. His default answer to everything is number. No, I will not invest in your sure thing. No, I will not join your committee. No, I will not take that meeting. No, I will not go to that conference. No, I will not look at that deal. He has a too hard pile that is massive. He is not trying to solve every puzzle. He is looking for the one puzzle he knows he can solve. He is ruthless in protecting his one non-renewable asset, time. You trade your time for trivial amounts of money. You trade it for a vague sense of networking. He hoards his time. He guards it like a dragon. He uses that time to think, to read, to build his lattice work. He understands that every yes is a no to something else. A yes to a pointless meeting is a no to the hour he could have spent reading. A yes to a mediocre investment is a no to the cash he will need when the perfect investment comes along. The billionaire is silent because he is not in the room. He was not at the party. He did not take your call. He said, number, this is the firewall in action. It is the active, aggressive rejection of everything that is not aligned with his highest goals. It is not what he does that makes him wealthy. It is what he refuses to do. It is the discipline to sit on a pile of cash for years saying, no, no, no. And then, when the perfect opportunity arises, the one in a decade pitch, the fat pitch, to deploy all of his capital in one single decisive yes. You are spraying your energy like a fire hose. Yes, 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 to 1,000 tiny things. He is focusing his energy like a laser. No. No, for 999 days followed by one. Yes, that changes his life. This is the secret. Your yes is worthless until you learn the power of no. And this leads to the final truth, the one that holds the entire structure together. It is the most old-fashioned of all. It is the one you will dismiss as naive, and it is the one that acts as the ultimate multiplier on all the others. The seventh truth is the seamless web of trust. You live in a transactional world. You are trying to win every negotiation. You are trying to be clever. You are trying to get the edge. You believe the world is a zero-sum game for me to win. You must lose. You hire lawyers to protect you from the partners you just signed a deal with. You are constantly looking over your shoulder. Your world is one of suspicion, contracts, and litigation. This is, to use the technical term, insanely inefficient. It is slow. It is expensive. It is psychologically draining. The MUNGER style operator plays a different game. He is not playing a zero-sum game. He is playing a positive-sum game. He is building a seamless web of deserved trust. His entire life is optimized to be a person and to deal with people whose word is their bond. He understands that the ultimate business advantage is not a patent or a brand or a strategy. The ultimate advantage is reliability. Can people trust you? Will you do what you say you will do? If the answer is yes, the world opens up. Deals that would take other people 6 months and $500,000 in legal fees. He does with a handshake. Opportunities come to him. People want him on their team. They want him as a partner because he is rational, reliable, and fair. He is not trying to squeeze the last 5% out of a deal. He is trying to build a 50-year relationship. This is the character argument, and you dismiss it as Sunday school talk, but it is the most rational way to operate. It is the highest form of business logic. Worrying about your partners is a cost. Litigation is a cost. Your reputation for being difficult or clever is a cost. Being trusted is an asset. It is the ultimate leverage. The billionaire is silent because his reputation speaks for him. He does not need to advertise his virtues. His track record of reliability is his signal. You are trying to be clever. He is trying to be trusted. You are trying to win the transaction. He is trying to build the machine, a machine of trustworthy people, all working together, compounding not just their capital, but their trust. This is the final greatest secret. It is not about what you know. It is about who you are, because a person of high character will naturally invert the problem. They will naturally be patient. They will naturally have an inner scorecard. They will know what is enough. They will build their knowledge. They will say no to protect their integrity. It all connects. These are not 7 separate secrets. It is one system. It is a machine for rationality built on a bedrock of character. The reason they are silent, the reason this is a secret, is because you cannot sell this. You cannot be a more reliable person in a 6-week online course. You cannot hack your way to an inner scorecard. You cannot buy the 5-minute patience app. It is hard. It is the daily grinding, unglamorous work of self-discipline. It is the work of controlling your base emotions, your envy, your ego, your impatience, your fear. The billionaires are silent because they are doing this work, and they know that you are still searching desperately for the one weird trick that will let you skip it. There is no trick, there is only the work. The real question then is not what their secrets are. The real question is, which of these simple, obvious truths are you actively avoiding? Which one is the pebble in your shoe? The one you know is your problem, but refuse to fix. Leave that thought in the comments. When you are forced to write it down to articulate your own avoidance, you begin the process of fixing it. And the reason this information feels so hidden, the reason it is not shouted from the rooftops, is because it is boring. It does not feed the algorithm. Hype feeds the algorithm. Outrage feeds it. You can fight that. When you share this, when you press the like button, you are casting a vote. You are telling the system that substance still matters, that rational, long-term thinking is worth more than the next empty promise. This conversation does not end here. The work of building your own lattice work, of defining your own enough, is a lifetime journey. Continue that journey by watching the video that is appearing on your screen now.